Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lesson about Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. Let's get it going. Before the attack, we'll talk about what was happening in the world. World War II had been raging in Europe and Asia for 2 years. The United States had still not entered the war. During this time, Japan had been practicing imperialism. That's right, we're still talking about imperialism. By taking over different parts of Asia, as it sought new resources to power its growing industrial market. That's right, industrial need is still powering imperial greed. Man, we're throwing it back a few months. But why did Japan attack? Well, the US was concerned by Japanese invasion of different areas throughout Asia and asked for Japan to stop and withdraw. But Japan refused. There was some conversation. Hey, can you do this? No, we will not. Will you do that? No, we will not. A lot of conversation with no one really backing down. So in September 1940, the U.S. placed an embargo on Japan by prohibiting exports of oil, steel, scrap iron, and aviation fuel to Japan. Now you can see in the small text, an embargo is an official ban on trade or other commercial activity with a particular country. The United States would get other people, their allies, to join in on this embargo. All right, so the U.S. embargo is going to hurt Japan's economy. It's also going to slow their ability to continue imperializing, which is further going to hurt their economy because they're not able to gain the new resources needed for industrialization. So Japan is hurting. Japan to strike Pearl Harbor in retaliation of the embargo for a few reasons. To help prevent the United States from attacking them. For one, the United States has a big navy, and it was thought that the United States could destroy Japan's navy in a matter of weeks. Also, the United States is allies with Great Britain, who has a huge navy. So, if the United States and Great Britain join together and attack Japan's navy, it's a week to a few days rather than several weeks that they can destroy it. So, let's cripple their navy first. That way, they can't destroy our navy, is the first thought. Next, make sure that they could continue taking over other Asian countries. Well, that that was gonna be a bad idea because it's gonna wake a sleeping giant. That's what the Japanese are gonna say. Our major combatants, you have Japan, a fleet of 6 aircraft carriers with 423 aircraft. The United States, and just Pearl Harbor alone, we have 8 battleships, 8 cruisers, 29 destroyers, 9 submarines, 50 other ships, and 390 aircraft. Right? That's a lot. You notice we're adding a few extra things on this list, but that's all in just Pearl Harbor alone. You see here is a picture of the USS Enterprise. USS, yeah, only two. All right, the attack. The attack on Pearl Harbor came as a complete surprise. You have hundreds of Japanese fighter planes and bombers that are going to fly into Pearl Harbor and attack. The bombers dropped bombs and torpedoes on the U.S. warships, while the fighter planes are going to attack the U.S. fighter planes on the ground, so they could not take off and fight back, which is a good strategy. I'll be honest, if someone's attacking me, I'd rather make it so they can't fight me. Yeah. All right, so there are 5 phase attack sequences by the Japanese. Phase 1, combined torpedo, plane, and dive bomber attacks lasting from 7:55 a.m. to 8:25 a.m. Phase 2, lull and attacks lasting from 8:25 to 8:40 a.m. Phase 3, horizontal bomber attacks from 8:40 to 9:15 a.m. This is from a video game. That's pretty cool graphics, I gotta say. Phase 4, dive bomb attacks between 9:15 to 9:45 a.m. Once again, cool graphics from a video game. The Japanese attack force, there are 81 fighter planes, 135 dive bombers, 104 horizontal bombers, 40 torpedo planes, and 5 midget submarines. You see here is a map of Pearl Harbor. You have ships that are sunken, like the Nevada. You have heavily damaged ships, like was it the Raleigh? You have moderately damaged ships, like the Tennessee. You have undamaged ships. These out here, the Phoenix, not even hit. Right? And then here we have first wave, high-level bombers. Second wave, high-level bombers. You have dive bombers in the first wave coming in. Torpedo bombers in the blue. I don't know who made this map, but why make the blue the same blue as that one? I have no idea. And then fighters coming in. They're hitting all these air bases as well as the naval yard. And then the United States response. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date that will live in infamy. So began President Franklin D. Roosevelt in a speech to Congress the day after Japan bombed the military base at Pearl Harbor. In this speech, he asked for a declaration of war on Japan, which was approved almost unanimously by both houses of Congress. That's right, the Senate and the House of Representatives both voted unanimously to go to war. The U.S. finally was forced to join World War II. The sleeping giant is awakened, is what the Japanese are going to say. All right. Germany and Italy are going to declare war on the United States several days later. So now we're brought into a war in Europe and a war in Pacific. Right? We're going to call these two different areas the Pacific theater and the European theater. All right. Well, that's it for me today. If you have any questions, concerns, or observations, please feel free to email, call, or text me, or we can set up a Zoom chat. So I hope you all have a great day. Let me know if you need any help.